right, so when we last left off, we had the three of you, Drund, Lagburs, and Boragon. You were in that little hamlet. What was the name of that hamlet? We never came up with a name. Give me a syllable.
Bah.
Bah.
This does not sound like a town up north.
Yeah, northern town of Baja.
It's north of somewhere.
Call it Bogdir. So the small little hamlet of Bogdir, that's where you guys kind of find yourselves at. All of you are injured, right? You're a little battle cut, little bruised.
Battered and cut.
Battered.
Yeah, yes, moderately.
The town sits there, and you can still... Oh, before we continue, we now have Dormod as a new player played by Scott, new character played by Scott. Dormod is an alchemist who was basically left the southern location, escaping the draconic tyranny of an alchemist sect. Thank you. And basically now what he's doing is he ran away with this thief that tried to rob him, but now they fell in love, and now he's risking his life to save his family, save his budgeting family. But he's not sure if he wants to stick with the family after.
I was say you could have actually even just introduced me in this town.
That's what I'm figuring I'm doing right now.
Okay.
So yeah, you were on your, like, this was one of your stopping locations during your like medicine time, and they locked you up because they weren't sure what to do with you. Within this town, the ruined chapel, like you see like the mortar, the cyclopean rocks that have fallen and crushed whatever that weird beast was. You could still see its legs jutting from the ruins. The scholar walks up to you, Boragon. He checks you over and he says, he looks bruised and battered. He looks at you and he says, do you need any time? Any cuts that need to be mended?
No, I think there are probably others that need more tending than me.
He walks over to Michael, Drund, and he goes, do you need to be cared for?
Does it look like I need to be cared for?
Yes. Yes, please.
Bleeding from the ears.
Please have a seat.
Yes.
As I go and sit down.
He gives you a potion. He goes, this will help you with the pain. Drink it down, rub your throat when it goes down. Just be very extra careful.
Fine.
As you drink the potion, you feel your body start to get woozy. Roll forceful. You need a 7.
I'm at a 6.
So it doesn't knock you out entirely, but you go tumbling down. And the scholar goes, well, that's dealt with. He walks over to you.
Great.
That was for the pillow. He walks over to Lagburs and he looks at you and goes, I have some bandages. You don't seem that... Your back seems a bit bruised. I can apply some ointment if you wish.
I'm fine.
Are you sure?
I'm fine.
He nods. He walks over back to him then, and as you are lying on the grass, you're kind of semi-conscious. You could see as he starts to tend your wounds, he goes, this is where I'm useful. Not hitting pillars. Mending your stupid cuts. And he starts to mend your wounds.
I'm about to completely step on this guy's toes.
Yeah, I know. Where you come in and just like, I can do that too. So he starts to heal you, and as you were doing this, you sort of fall into a sleep. Who wants to play Michael's best, or Drund's best friend when he was a boy?
I'll do it.
You'll do it?
I'll do it.
All right.
Oh no, this is gonna be bad.
Little did you know, Michael and I were really childhood friends.
You've never had friends when you were young. Your father kind of forbade it. He didn't want that for you. But it was while you were training on your own one day when a young man came up to help you. By this point, you're probably near 10 or 11 years old. The two of you come up and you see the way he swings his sword, and you realize that he's got a lot of talent. You yourself are quite a swordsman. Your father training you. You're part of the same mercenary band. You've probably seen each other around, but you two have found a hard time to actually kind of relate to anybody because most of the people here are adults. So you want to strike a friendship with him, and you desperately want some kind of human contact that isn't just abusive or anger inducing. So you're kind of like in this kind of lower kind of quarry kind of area, and he's looking down on you, and you're practicing your swordsmanship. What do you go ahead?
I throw a rock at him to get. He doesn't know I'm there. He's kind of like, just he's like Arya, just out in the middle. So I throw a rock at him.
Like at him?
Yeah, like I want to hit him.
Okay.
Like not to do harm, just to.
Roll your quick, but with a -1 because you're a little boy, tiny boy.
So just +1 then.
Yep, it's just plus.
So a +0.
Okay, the rock hits you in the back, and you're like you were not, but it doesn't hurt.
Yeah.
I didn't describe it correctly. It's more of a boulder.
The boulder, he throws a boulder at you and hits you in the back, but you're such a badass, it doesn't hurt. You just
shrug off paralyzation.
You turn around and you see him. Now, everyone else, what's going on? Like, name something about with the scene. What's it look like?
It's alongside a creek bed.
Okay, it's alongside a creek bed.
You got like some frogs croaking in the background,
Okay, that's cool.
sitting on their lily pads.
Watching him. Yeah.
Intently.
Chorus.
They're setting up a picnic lit by candles.
All right, so he throws a rock at you. You're like, what the fuck is the meaning of this? Like, all right, so what do you do?
Can I help you?
I think I can help you.
How so?
You look like a terrible swordsman.
I'm gonna battle out a bit and see if I'm a terrible swordsman.
Let's do it.
All right, so we'll say, so he goes, let's do it. So he comes at you with full eagerness, and the two of you are actually almost on par. And you feel like as it goes on, it becomes less training and more playing around and fucking around. And after that, how does your, what are some of the fun things you and your friend did in the next couple years, like in the next year?
Couple years.
Yeah.
Oh,
How did your relationship take off?
You get a receipt.
just based on what we did as mercenaries, what we missions, like minor missions we had,
Yeah.
in our succession, how much we've succeeded within our missions. It grew us closer together. And sometimes even in our failures, as we're getting scolded, we smile and reminisce about the important things that happened within the failures.
So you establish this rapport with him, which in the end kind of spells out like, all right, so I can rely on him, he can rely on me, and we're friends, we're buddies. Yeah. A battle happens. A rogue lord, your company was commissioned, and you attack this flanks, and it's a bloodbath on both sides. Your buddy's dad dies, and your buddy takes a wound in his sternum, almost paralyzing him. You're sitting in your tent, wounded, and you come in and you realize that he may not be able to swing a sword the right way ever again.
Not knowing what to do, trying to find an answer. I'm gonna make you better. I'm gonna find a way for you to join me in our fights again.
Now he's telling this to you, but it doesn't look like it's not gonna be very hopeful.
No, he tries to play it off.
Yeah.
Like he knows it's not good.
You see his shadow cast in the tent. Your father walks in, large man, far probably as large as you're gonna get. You're around 12 years old, so you're a dwarf to him. And he comes in and he says, "We're gonna get moving soon."
So what are we gonna do with him?
Well, his dad's dead. There's no one to care for him. Here's a question. What do you do with a rusted sword?
We can't.
We'll take what we can of him. Dogs are hungry.
We can.
This is
I
why
won't
you
allow this.
This is why you don't make friendships, Drund.
I won't let you do this.
As you stand up to him, he cuffs you on the side of the head, knocking you to the floor with a powerful strike. And he goes, "I'm gonna do this, and you're gonna make sure the dogs eat it."
I will not.
He walks over, grabs him. You were completely defenseless, and he starts dragging him to the kennel. You gotta learn, Drund. You gotta learn.
Is there any weapons nearby?
Yeah, I will say that his sword is probably.
I'm gonna throw his sword at my father.
Jeez.
The sword, you hurl the sword with as much strength as your 12-year-old arms can muster. It spirals and kind of slashes at the back of his leg. He looks back at you and he goes, "You're gonna regret that." You don't remember the next coming moments. It's all one painful blur. But all that's left, you know that the mercenary caravan is moving once again, and your friend is nowhere in sight. All right, so Lagburs, Boragon. The people now seem to be a complete mess. Like they have no idea what they're staring at. Some of them are puking, and when they puke this kind of black putrid bile. They're getting out of. It seems like whatever that thing put in them, they're forcing it out. You notice that one of the buildings, you can hear the sounds of a small little explosion going off. And in the dust, you see a man walk out of what looks to be almost like a holding pen.
I initially am mistrustful.
Yeah.
I duck back inside. No!
You whatever that thing was that you came across them. You've never seen this guy before, but they had thrall of this thing had the thrall of the entire hamlet of Burgard, and now you see that thing is dead, crushed in the ruins of its own church. And you see a Vril, but you've heard legends of a sentient Vril. But you see Vril, and you see what seems to be a kind of like a ranger amidst the regular people of Burgard.
Damn that potion. I knew I shouldn't have added that Nimrod root.
Nimrod.
I'm just keeping my eyes on him. You know, I'm not like eyeballing him, but I'm mindful of him.
Yeah. The scholar looks over at you. You don't know what's going on. You just emerged out. You broke yourself out. The explosion was a lot louder than you wanted it to be. The scholar goes to Lagburs and goes, "Once his wounds are cared for, I think we can start moving."
Good.
What the hell? Where did these people come from?
The scholar looks at him and looks at what's your character's name? Dormod, and goes, "Excuse me.
Yes.
Are you familiar with this hamlet? Are you familiar with the locations around here?"
Yes, somewhat.
Well, I have a map, but we could always use a guide.
I walk over to the scholar. Looks like you guys have, now that I get a better look at you, looks like you guys have been a little worse for the wear.
Well, him.
Let me take a look at him.
You look at Drund. His wounds have already been cared for, but you have a potion that could probably just wake him right back up.
Just this man's wounds.
The scholar raises his hand.
Skilled hand.
Thanks.
but let me help you out.
Oh no, I don't want him awake.
Oh, you only
He hurts me.
you only want his wounds fixed?
Yes. See,
That's
we have a dichotomy here. I come up with the plans and he executes them, but sometimes he goes a little bit further than he needs to.
Oh, okay, I have something for that too, but but that's in my pack. Give me just a second. I go back into my house, I reach out, I have like this giant backpack slung across my back.
His eyes kind of widen. He's
I
like,
walk over back to him. It's like, all right, let's see here. First pocket down from the left. Here we go. Pull out this lime green looking potion. Just hold open his mouth, pour it in, clasp.
you immediately start coughing, fitful cough. The dream, that memory kind of lingering in your head.
I'm watching this whole thing unfold.
What's going on through your head right now?
I feel like you would be mistrustful of this type of activity.
Yeah.
I don't know what his background is with that. What interaction would he have had with alchemy or
probably very limited. There were probably medicine women that operated in your village that were like midwives and cared for all the children, and so it's similar to that, but seems a little different.
So in this setting, I was mistrustful of him initially.
Yeah.
Because we're in this hamlet and all this stuff's going on.
Yeah.
So he's very put off.
Yeah, especially because the problem with this whole town was people drinking weird liquids.
Mm-hmm.
So like that's...
When I see multiple people administering to him.
Yeah.
And he's not visibly better yet, right?
Yeah.
He's still kind of frothing.
Yeah.
Well, he should. Is he done with that now, though?
Yeah. I mean, your consequence is gone, Michael.
Okay.
I
need a pencil. I didn't bring pencils this time.
There, let's use those. Don't. I want that.
So he's just kind of is observing.
Yeah.
The
everything that's happening.
Yeah.
How does Lagburs taking this?
He's not sure what to think of this guy because he's kind of entered in a big explosion and smoke.
Yeah.
When Lagburs just got done handling
a
big explosion and smoke.
I looked back at the scholar after I administer that potion. I was like, I'll take. That's my thanks for taking care of that thing.
Fair enough.
Caused a significant amount of trouble around here.
He smiles and he goes, "That is Boragon. That is Lagburs. That is Drund," and he's gesturing towards each one. "And my name is," and just as he's about to speak, you hear this loud, shrill cry coming from outside. All of a sudden, the ground begins to shake as you watch off in the distance something moving in the shadows. It's huge, near the size of a hill. With every footfall of this thing sends a tremor that ripples across the land. Everyone kind of stares in awe as this thing moves through the mists. By the way, I didn't tell you this, but once you're in the mists, you feel this sort of predatory thing that's always looming over your head. It's a constant fight or flight.
Did that come back once the chapel was destroyed?
Actually, yeah, that's right. Not right now, but when you were in the mist, you felt that. But no, not immediately.
Okay.
But you do feel hints of it coming back.
Slowly coming back.
Very slow. Okay. Yeah. So you see this thing as it marches on. Describe one nightmarish quality this thing has.
Tentacles. Has a lot of tentacles.
Where's it coming from?
It's back.
Okay, so just writhing. Almost looks like his back is on fire in the smoke. But it's just the writhe and dance of the tentacles. Another nightmarish quality.
It's the movement of it. It's not like hunching.
Yeah.
It's almost
too alien.
Yeah.
Almost like an insect. Yeah, undulating.
Amorphic maybe would be the.
Yeah.
Just very.
Yeah. Another nightmarish quality.
So it has tentacles out of its back. It has a gorilla-shaped,
hunch.
Hunch over.
So does it? But it has this weird undulation of its body where it's almost like it's almost boneless in a way, but somehow able to support its through some sort of musculature that may or may not exist. It's hard because these things don't make sense. You actually rolled clever.
Should I as well?
No,
Okay.
because this has something to do with him, literally an experience he's had.
Okay.
2. Right.
What's your clever?
Yeah.
So Boragon rolled clever. In your hunt, in your times fighting these things, you found that what should have been sure death, like, okay, so when you shot that Cyclops in the eye, it should have killed it right off the bat. He shouldn't have had to do what he did. Your shot should have been a death blow, but any other animal it would have been. And the way you shot, what was his, the priest Abel, where you thought his heart was. These things don't follow normal biology. There's something inherently wrong about the way they're constituted. And you know this now, that the normal tricks of hunting, you're going to have to evolve with them if you want to hunt them. So this comes to your mind once you see this thing, which for all purposes should not be, as it moves, but it doesn't seem to have any real interest in the hamlet. It just seems to be moving, probably towards the edge of the mists, probably where you guys came in. What do you guys do? The townsfolk are freaking out. They're huddling into their homes. They're screaming. Some are still puking, but you can tell that the fear is escalating.
Seems like they were shielded from this stuff before with the cult leader being there.
You're familiar with some animals charting territories through scent or some other way, which steers off other animals. Maybe you can draw the comparison. You've never seen anything like this before. You and none of you have. Even in the deep recesses, Lagburs has probably dealt with some horrible shit, but this is just beyond reason. It moves and then leaves until it disappears into the horizon, disappears into the mists.
So we know that's here. That's a comforting feeling.
Yeah.
Knowing that's somewhere else in this mist.
Yeah.
The fuck is that?
It's a good thing it's heading in the opposite direction.
Are you sure he should be sleeping right now?
He's starting to wake up, like with the thing that you poured down his throat. So you're coming to. You're
coming
coughing.
to. It's like,
yeah.
Did we get another scholar?
I think we should get the people in their homes, and then we need to move on.
I think we should just move on.
Or give them give them a task to build up the wall again and then move.
Yeah.
The wall that was down before?
It was a very weak palisade, but it seemed like runes were protecting the town. These runes are slowly dimming when you realize this. So they don't seem to be of any script. That you are very probably more worldly than anyone else, and these do not seem to be of any script you've ever seen before. And as I told them earlier, the more you look at it, the harder it is to look at. It's very difficult. It's almost hurts your head.
You said there was like a cult leader in this town?
Yeah, he's in the ruins. You can see him, his spider legs jutting out from the stone.
That was the demon being that we killed.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Did he happen to have a book or something?
A book?
Like anything that related to like his cult or something?
He did. It's in the ruins.
So basically, I could attempt to dig it out, but it's probably a futile effort.
Yeah. Or you can spend what was it, for once per session you have exactly what you need, and you can like blow a hole that
Covers that book.
That basically
Would I have an explosive potion with me?
if you use that thing you would. Go ahead and roll clever if you want to.
I'll roll it, and if I fail, then I'll use it.
Fair. What a champion.
So that's 4, I guess.
4? It's with clever, so it should be 5.
So 5.
Oh yeah, so 5.
All right. I'll say you can get it, but at a cost. It's a minor cost because 5.
All right. I am.
You get a fate point, by the way, for taking the cost.
See.
You end up partially destroying the book in the process. And there's a lot but the book still has maintenance and you still have it. But it only took, so you put some charges in the rubble, and the creature's like, I'm still alive, and then you explode it. And all right, so what are you guys doing? You have the book now, and it seems to be, when you look at it, pageless, or not pageless, wordless.
Oh,
I just keep an eye on him. I just watch him like walk over to the rubble and like throw something at it, and it blows up, and he pulls out a book.
All right, I'm gonna create before this is going on. I'm gonna create a drama scene between you and Drund, because you wanted to give him shit for not being in the combat.
Is he conscious now?
Yeah, he's conscious. Yeah, he's just coming to.
You saw me pour something down his throat. Now he's woken up and uninjured.
Yeah.
Where were you?
You're one to talk.
I just show him the blood on my dagger or whatever it is.
Yeah, it's a black Icarus thing.
Then I look over at the wounded scholar.
Lagburs. Oh, scholar, yeah.
The nameless scholar. The Wilson of this game.
The one time you're in a fight, which I still don't believe you're in a fight.
I was just curious where you ended up.
I ended up outside.
That's what I noticed too. I just walk away from him.
So you wanted to get his goat. So and you kind of did.
Yeah.
Oh, wait.
So you get a fate point.
Okay.
All right. So you're watching, and the scholar goes, all right, I think we've wasted enough time. Are we ready?
I believe so.
All right. He gets the Gargan going, the Gargan named Gargan, and he goes, "You're welcome to join us."
I'm flipping through the book. Did I see anything?
No, but it still hurts your head to look upon it. You might not be able to see it.
It's the script of Game of Thrones season 8. Oh, this is so painful. Oh, the agony.
Not that far. Shush.
Well, okay, I feel I
Is this
might.
some kind of cruel jest?
If I focus on this pain in my head, do I see anything?
Roll your clever. What are you guys doing? The cart's gonna get going.
I'm gonna slip out in front and recon a little bit.
All right. Roll your careful.
So nothing. So what is that? 1?
You can succeed at a cost.
Now, can I roll my-
I take it this isn't a good cost. Then.
Oh, that's a pretty bad cost.
Can I roll with my stunt? Because I'm trying to conceal myself.
If you want to create that advantage for yourself, yes.
Okay.
What does a fate point allow me to do?
Fate point lets you either tag these things that give you a +2, or you can re-roll dice, any dice.
All of them?
Yeah. Or 2, or the ones that are bad. Like, it's up to you.
The ones that are. Actually, yeah, I could just Well, these are nothing, so these could improve though too.
It's up to you. What'd you get, Tim?
I got 4.
You got 4?
We'll try this.
As you travel outside the bounds of the hamlet, what are one of the things he sees outside of the bounds of the hamlet?
He sees a dirt path leading into what looks like a very corrupted, dead forest, yeah.
All right. You see that. Also, gain a fate point for the description. You gain a fate point for playing as that NPC.
Can I borrow
Oh, yeah, go for it.
your writer?
Oh.
Your writing utensil.
My writer.
Do you have any pencils here, Tim?
I do, but they're way over there.
Did you take the cost?
No, I re-rolled it with a fate point and got a 5.
Got a 5? If you focus hard enough, you can almost see. It's like you can see blurs, as if like you're like almost like opening a TV. You know, opening a book and there's a TV kind of thing, where you can see visions of something, but what you cannot discern. All right, so
That is so not helpful.
well, it's step by step. You're making your way.
Okay.
Don't assume to master the weird book upon. Okay.
Okay, fair enough.
turns out it's the Necronomicon
I
Ex Mortis.
I look at the scholar when he after I open my eyes and address me. He's like, "You guys seem to be in a hurry.
Mike,
Can I get a little bit of time here first?"
I literally have some
What's
in the
that?
cup, though.
I look at the scholar and I just say,
I have 50 of them.
"I know you guys seem to be in a hurry, but can I get a little bit of time here first?"
For what?
Those runes over there, they were in charge of protecting the town, right? Those things, I think we can both see that those things are fading fast.
Yes.
If we leave the townsfolk here, chances are they're all going to die.
So,
Then they
Do
should
you say? Yeah.
Then they should leave, as should we. Your explosions would have attracted attention. We must go.
All the more reason why we should make sure they're safe.
We have no obligation to them.
how about we take a piece that has some of the runes on it, and you can study it while we're moving.
The scholar kind of posture, and he goes, "It's kind of interesting because, I mean, if we do leave them, it's kind of like we're throwing them to the dogs."
Damn.
Like he's just saying this out of context. He doesn't know anything about it in his face, but he just says that. How does Michael feel after that vision? By the way, we never got to.
I don't feel the greatest. What did you say? As he says to the scholar.
The scholar says, "Well, we'd kind of be throwing them to the dogs. We'd be letting them die."
What are you guys here for, anyway?
We're here to stop the mist.
To do what?
I went out ahead. I was like right behind me. I'm like in the wilderness alone.
I can't wait for this backup. This is gonna be great.
To do what exactly? Why do you want to stop this mess?
I wish to stop it because to save our kingdom.
You?
That was,
For glory.
yeah, basically for glory.
He's actually looking for a reason to live.
Yeah.
In all actuality, so he could say glory, but he's actually just looking for a reason to live.
You?
He's probably more.
For glory. I want to get strong.
Came to the mist, couldn't you have just lifted some weights?
I've benched mists.
I benched the mist.
So yeah.
No. If you guys are here to save the kingdom, then by extension you're there to save the people of the kingdom.
And
Are you not?
What's a couple people?
Here's the thing. The faster we solve the crisis, the less danger they'll be put. I'm sure if they stay in their homes, they'll be fine.
You don't know that.
If you want to make an omelet, you gotta break a few eggs.
Gotta kill a couple of peasants. He goes, I do not. You're right. But the more we spend time trying to save them, the more chances they will also have to die. We are dealing with something that is not of our world.
You don't know that either.
I know that it's not natural.
I've been all over the world, man, and trust me. There's a lot of shit around. There's a lot of shit in this world that's completely natural, but the truth is often stranger than fiction.
Either way, we will be on our way. But if you wish to stay, you can reconvene with us.
What direction are you heading?
We're heading directly east.
Easy. I look at the
Actually, it would be west. We're heading directly west.
I pull out my map of the area because I'm sure I have one.
We live here too.
Well, yeah. So
Yeah.
directly west from here, that would put you at the town of.
It would actually be there's a woods, and then there's an old fort that Gannick's Pride. It was basically the staging ground for the invasion of the steppes.
If you go directly west from here, there should be an old fortress from the war. I believe the name is Gannick's Fort, named after an old general.
Yes, Gannick.
If you make camp there, I'll meet you.
Fair enough. Don't die. And he gets in his cart. How do you feel about him doing this, risking his life for people he doesn't even know?
Lagburs thinks it's stupid.
Yeah.
He doesn't see the point in doing it. They're frail humans. They'll die anyway.
Yeah.
I feel the same.
He thinks we should just really go out and find the next fight, but
Yeah. So This gallery keeps pretty much going, and he looks at you and he says, "Why don't you ride on the cart for a bit?
I don't need to.
Let's get you looked at. You took a big hit."
It took bigger.
"Yes, but I'm not gonna heal it." Lagburs, we have to have you at your best, right?
I'm always my best.
But we need you at your best.
The Lagburs will climb onto the cart. He's done fucking around.
He pulls out a book, an old tome, and starts paging through it. Now, you said earlier that you actually kind of admire that he reads and can do all this stuff before. So as he's reading the book, he's looking through it and he goes, "All right, so it says right here that if I apply pressure to your back, I might be able to crack it back in place. Will you be okay with this?"
Yeah, yes.
If you hurt him in any way,
"Yes, you'll hit me with a pillar." So he puts his hand on your back, and there's this minor kind of sound, but you're back to your a little bit less stiff. Go ahead, get rid of that. It's the best thing about humans. We record our knowledge so that we can always recycle it.
Vril do not need to record knowledge. Our past is war, our future is war.
But why?
Because that is what Vril do.
I don't know. You seem a little bit different than other Vril.
I'm greater than other Vril. I still war.
Then maybe you can have greater aspirations than war. Okay.
Greater war.
Greater war. He goes, "How about this though? I have a book of, it's a history book, but it has a lot of pictures in it. How about I give it to you, so that maybe in the future you can see future conquests."
Does he know I can't read?
What's that?
Does he know I can't read?
He probably doesn't know, but he can assume.
Oh, he's just making assumptions, is he?
Yeah, he's racist.
Racist against the Vril.
Stereotyping.
makes an ass out of you and me.
Don't get it.
I will begrudgingly let him put it in my pack, but I'm not gonna open. I'm
Yeah,
not gonna.
not right in
accept-
front of him,
yeah.
like da na 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 na. Yeah, okay.
I'll give you a pack of crayons too.
It's a coloring
Now
book, by
you
the
see
way.
the lines, you stay in them.
Yeah. Maybe I was not meant for war. Coloring.
Cuckering?
Cuckering. Cuckering. All right, so you're in the. Do you travel into the forest now?
I lose myself in time, and I feel like they're right behind me,
Yeah.
but instead they're not. So I just assume. So I just go a little further.
What does he find? Before reaching the woods, he finds the dirt path that enters into the dead, gnarled woods. What does he find at the head of the woods, right before the tree line?
He finds the mangled corpse of himself lying there.
Okay.
Ooh.
Get a fate point.
I turn to Yoda on my back and say, "Can it truly be me?"
He just nods. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. You find a mangled corpse that looks almost identical to you.
It really throws me off.
Okay.
Really throws me off, and I feel like it's magic, some kind of
Some sort of weird.
fell magic that's maybe stemming to this guy.
From him. Yeah.
Yeah, the last 25 minutes of my life have been different than the whole 30 years before.
Yeah.
So I'm questioning my existence and all those around me.
You find that the means of death of this doppelganger seems like it was savaged, ripped apart by something. Nothing of like a wolf. Like a wolf. What? Oh, you? Yeah, fucking
Drama scene.
No, it was obviously killed by when a wolf or a bear, it has a tearing kind of thing. But this guy looks like he was drilled into. But you can still see the teeth marks that are left on it.
I don't want to focus on the body.
Yeah.
I feel like it's meant to lure me, like, and take me off guard. So I immediately try to find my surroundings. I feel like that's the bait left by a predator.
Right.
That's my thought process.
Get a fate point. So are you gonna wait?
No, I want to remove myself from that area also. But,
okay.
But I want to, like, I see it and I feel like it's a trick, and I want to get away from it.
Okay.
It's a trick.
Roll clever.
Just one.
You find just a one?
Just one.
Okay. You can succeed at a cost.
Oh, sure.
Okay. You find tracks that just sort of get a fate point for that too. You find tracks that's just sort of trail along. Like it looks like a pack of something. And the cost is it's a pack of a lot of something. A ton of most wolves maybe 10 to 15 in a pack. This looks like it's maybe 3 dozen. And and they look about around the size of a dog. Is Duran dealing with a lot of like the whole concept of like what's the use of rust?
It's kind of sitting in him.
Yeah.
Like he can what he felt when he saw him drag off.
Yeah.
That's kind of just sitting with him, and like say if somebody made a bad comment or a rude comment, like
the scholar.
Like the scholar made that comment, he got
almost
pushed to the
edge. Yeah.
If it happens again, he'd probably
do
go
something.
off.
Yeah.
Do something rash and well.
Does he know why this upsets him so much?
He kind of like flashes back every so often.
Yeah.
But he doesn't like showing it.
Yeah.
That he's in that sense weak.
Right. So does he now that he like that memory is like on the front of his mind? Drun's entire thing is about utilization, and that's what your father was like as well. And like you now kind of like this is something that he's created you to be this way.
Yeah, I'm most likely behind the cart, following it, not saying anything.
I'm gonna create a drama scene between you two. Once he fixes your back, you go back and you notice that you could just tell that something's pressing on his mind, and you probably want him to be sharp. So that's the thing. You want him to calm down and be ready for a battle. And your entire thing is it's hard for you to calm down right now because you're pretty much on the edge because of everything that's happened so far. So go ahead.
All right, so Lagburs is going to approach him, and without really looking at it, we're just going to walk side by side, and he's going to say, you seem distracted. I need you fighting fit. These others won't hold the line with me.
I'll be fine. Just let me be.
You know, he comes at you with kind of a flash of anger. You can tell he won't be fine.
Alright. Lagburs is going to kind of look down at him and say, don't buck up to me. You don't want to do that.
You don't know what I've been through.
And you don't know what I've been through. But we are here, and you need to be on your game.
Fine.
Are you gonna try to remain more focused? All right. Since you changed in this scene, I'll give you you get a fate point.
Fine.
You take one of the blank pages. I'm assuming that you're gonna start trying to trace the symbols.
Yeah, the ones that I see in my head, I'm gonna start trying to write them down.
How would you go about defending this village? Like, it's just you. You probably do know a lot of the people here because you probably had like call-in, for a visit. Yeah.
Like, yeah, this place it may not be my home, but it still means something to me.
Yeah.
If I found this place under attack, chances are the way I would defend it is I would want to, of course, get this defensive wall set up with the glyphs and such. I know I've probably seen them on my way into town and such. Other than that,
you can kind of draw the comparison that whatever these glyphs are, they were probably created by Abel.
Oh,
they're not ESO. You can tell they're not ESO because you've seen ESO glyphs. These are not ESO glyphs.
Okay.
These are obviously like a predator marking his den, his feeding ground.
Oh.
Which keeps other creatures out.
Well, I guess this will just have to be my predatory place now.
So are you gonna stay there?
Well,
what you can okay, so if you spend a plot point, I can give you an idea. If you want the help, it's just a hint.
I can give you one for free.
All right, go ahead.
I would place mines around the perimeter.
that's what I was thinking.
Okay, you can do that.
So
I have another idea, but you could definitely go with that idea. You're playing a really intelligent character, so it's okay to have multiple people pitch in ideas.
Okay.
Because he might be more intelligent than you are.
Probably.
Not to be a dick, but
I don't claim to be the smartest man in the room, Jake.
I don't claim that either. I mean, I'm just saying that that's when I play intelligent characters, I'm always open to ideas.
Yep. Mines was one of the things that came to mind for me. I was also among other traps. Could potentially, no, because no other. That's doubtful there'd be another alchemist in town who would have a mutagenic body.
Right. But you do have a mutagenic body.
Yes.
You have it under that rubble.
Oh, that dude who, what can I do with a dead body with alchemy? Could I, raise...
I could spend a fate... You can spend a fate point and learn.
Can I, could I bring that dead body back under my control? And have him as like a sentinel of the town?
Under your control, I'd say no, probably not. It's too corrupt and weird for something like that.
The necromance.
Yeah, it's too weird. Too weird.
All right, I'll spend the plot point. What do you got in mind?
You can, if you go with the mine idea, that'll probably work too. But the mutagen, you can use the mutagen to trace the symbols back in there to keep it fresh, and tell them to continuously do that with the decaying remnants of that beast. That way, it almost it's like you're continuously saying this thing's dead.
Oh, so what you're saying? Because that's what I was trying to do in the first place by reading the book.
Right.
But I'm going for the wrong source. It's not the book. It's the beast itself.
Right. Exactly. You got it.
Okay.
So what task are you gonna take to? We're gonna.
I'll probably go ahead and do both because I'm gonna take a guess and say that the one or the other is probably not gonna be enough to defend this town for long.
Right.
But I feel like I'm guessing the quicker fix is going to be mines.
Okay, so we'll do that. Okay,
so I'll place mines for now and
around the perimeter.
And then I'll go ahead, retrace those symbols, and then once those are done, I'll let the people know what's been going on. Stay in your home, stay quiet.
Right.
And then I'll move on to the west.
Okay. So you guys on your cart come up against his dead body. you come across his horrifically mauled dead body. No! Boragon! No!
Nobody's upset. They just keep walking.
Yeah.
What was that?
But I like
Mike
that
stops
scholar.
and pisses on it.
The horses don't even break stride.
The Gargan. It's a single Gargan. Single Gargan named
The Gargan's
Gargan.
the only one that cries. He sees it and sheds a tear.
He stayed
He's
with
too
me.
dumb to know why he's crying.
But no, you see its corpse. The scholar stops. Did you go? How much further did you go into the woods?
I was coming back.
Okay.
Well, I mean, I may have gotten disoriented. I was just trying to get away from that.
Okay,
corpse.
so you got away from the corpse just in time for them to roll up.
Do I see them?
Yeah, but they see the corpse. Upon seeing his dead body, what's the first thought in Logbur's mind, and what's the first thought in Drun's mind? He looks like he was savagely eaten.
Lagburs is gonna kind of look at him, think back to the spawning pits and when he was young, and just Another day.
Yeah.
Another one claimed.
Okay.
Let's move on.
All right. So they go to move. What do you do?
I will morph out of the shadows.
All right. You emerge.
I admit to them I'm a terrible scout. All I found was my own dead self.
Lagburs lets out a high-pitched scream.
That's when I knew I had him.
But you recognize if they get any closer to that thing, if they get any closer to that thing, it might draw out whatever's hunting.
I tell them we need to keep moving. Don't.
All right. So
don't linger.
you emerge and you say, "Keep moving."
Go like out of the darkness.
Yeah.
They see my dead body and hear my words of haste.
Keep moving. So you guys, everyone say one thing about the woods.
It's mostly cypress.
Okay. Cypress Hill.
The trees are blackened. They almost appear poisoned. They're blackened. Everything's gnarled. Twisted, and dark. And there's actually like an unnatural darkness.
Like a bunch of spindly limbs in the dark.
Yeah.
Okay. What else?
Often you can hear in the distance what would normally be like what would be like a running stream. You instead hear a disturbing sloshing like noise.
That's interesting. What else do you see in the woods?
Can I see or can they see?
Everyone. Like it's just a detail about the woods. Like an obvious detail.
There's like almost like a Spanish moss type that's very dense and hanging low.
Yeah.
And it
We'd say that it writhes sometimes.
Yeah, it has like almost like a living quality to it.
Yeah. That's creepy.
It's an uneasy thing to look upon.
All right. Gross.
Reminiscent of like spider webs almost.
Yeah. As you move, the path forks into two different directions. In one direction on the map, it leads to what?
It leads to the fort.
The fort.
I can't remember what the hell it was called.
Fort Garrick.
Fort Garrick. Yeah, it leads to Fort Garrick on the right.
What else does it lead to?
There's a larger, almost like a city beyond the fort.
Yeah.
So the fort was.
So the city that
protecting the outskirts of the town.
So basically, the city that you guys could have went to, if you would have went the other way the first time. So you could head to. Okay. So the scholar says as such, saying that it'll take a couple days to get to the city, but the fort is only so far, not too far from here. So.
We could stop at the fort and supply up, and then head to the city.
Fair enough. Any other suggestions? We're supposed to meet that man there anyways.
On second thought, to the city.
Very well. Fuck that guy. I'm the scholar.
As long as we keep As long as we keep moving forward.
Yeah,
fair enough.
I'd vote for the fort.
Tracker, what do you think?
That sounds fine to me. I can scout ahead.
Very well.
Well, hold on now. We've already proven that's a terrible idea.
Well, at least for one of you.
We can scout together, if you want.
I feel like we should have somebody protecting the rear also.
Mixmaster Michael.
Drund.
Dickmaster Drund.
I should scout. You should protect the head of the column. I'll scout ahead, and he should protect the rear of the column.
Not too far, though.
The scholar says this?
Yeah. Not too far.
It's not like you can do anything.
I'm sorry. I didn't know that those wounds mended themselves. My apologies.
I like the
I
sass.
thought the other scholar did that.
No, the other scholar woke you up. Who stitched you up?
As they're debating,
put me to
I'm
sleep?
gonna slip ahead.
Yeah, I want to stay like by the cart, but far enough forward that I can always keep an eye on him.
Yeah. 3 pillars remain.
Somebody's gonna die.
All right, so you scout up ahead. You can see. You notice this, like through the trees, even though the mist holds dormant, you can see a solitary figure, like a dog, standing on an upward hill within the woods. It stands and watches you.
So it sees me?
Yes.
Okay. Then I am instantly going to withdraw because I'm feeling the velociraptor movement on. So that's the clever girl. And
Yeah.
so that's my immediate thought is I need to draw back, and because there could be more than 30 of these things.
Right.
So who knows what kind of... I already assume these things are more intelligent than normal
wolves. Yeah.
So, yeah, I would want to draw back to help protect the cart and then make sure that these guys... Because I haven't even told them yet that there's a rabid pack of intelligent zombie dogs.
Yeah. You turn around, and there's a door. The door opens, and one of the zombie dogs walks in.
Oh, where'd the door come from?
It can open doors. Okay, so no, you head back and you
prefer hacker.
Prefer hacker. Get the stick, stupid.
So in a couple years, there's gonna be a game where I'm training these
things.
Zombie dogs.
Yeah. You're holding your arms up. All right, so you step up in front of the cart. Skylar goes, "What'd you find?"
Nothing good. We need to.
You hear this howl. But it's not like a dog howl. It's almost like a cross between a man howling in pain and like a siren working together. And through that, you hear the same sound kind of like throughout the entire woods.
We're surrounded. There's a pack of something that killed me back there.
Killed me.
These things are smart. They're hunting us.
How close are they?
I feel like they're all around us now.
Okay.
I would assume that they would come from every angle. So I'm heightened, and I feel like we're the prey getting ready to be.
So, what's like in our immediate area? What's right around us?
Right now you're on that same dirt path that led you in, but you're flanked by these spindly trees and flesh moss. Above you is a canopy of the same thing.
Okay.
You could tell that they could, if these things, they could probably slip through the cracks of whatever and attack you from, like he said, all angles.
Okay. So Lagburs is gonna point to the scholar. No, he's gonna point at Boragon, and he's gonna say, "Get on Gargan. Shoot while they come.
Ride the
Gargan."
All right.
That's a good idea. Perhaps we should all be on the cart.
Except you. It's not like you're doing anything anyway.
No, he'll call them out.
Me?
Yeah.
How?
He'll call them out so Boragon may shoot them.
Oh, call them out. Yeah. Oh yes, I'll help you. I'll be your eyes.
All right. And I feel like he's a wizard. So
He's not with us.
Call him the wizard.
He's not with us.
Wizard.
The wizard.
No, I'm busy. You fuckers all left the town to die, so I'm sitting here trying to save them.
We didn't know it had any significance to you. And
Yeah, how does your character feel about
we haven't built up a relationship.
About him not being there?
No, about you guys leaving a town to a possible horrible death.
I kind of felt like there was not much we could do for him.
Okay.
When I slipped out.
Yeah.
It just seemed easier to just leave them.
Yeah.
Just because I didn't feel like they were incapable of travel. We couldn't protect them all, and we didn't come here to protect one hamlet.
Right.
Stoic loners, indeed.
Go Team Loner! They're really stoic towards other groups too.
Indeed.
All right, so yeah, he goes, I'll call them out. You take the shots.
All right, so then I'm gonna I'm gonna point to Drund and tell him to stay at the back of the cart.
All right, and you're gonna take the front.
I'm gonna take the front.
And you shoot the sides.
Well, you shoot all over. You can see all of it.
360, no scope.
360, motherfucker.
Motherfucker.
And I'm gonna draw my sword because I'm figuring these things are fast. I won't have time to probably shoot before I take a swing, or before they get to me. So.
Who wants to play 3 NPCs?
Jeez,
all 3 of them.
All 3 of them.
I'll do it.
All right, no, you're a character.
Oh, okay.
You're a person.
It's just back at the village.
Yeah.
I can be a schizophrenic. You want to do it?
I'll do it. I'll play a guy. Are we? Is one person playing all 3 or?
No.
Okay.
No, do you want to play NPC? Okay.
Michael's not a talker.
Not today.
He's a lover, not a fighter.
He's not a taco.
Not a taco. No quiero Taco Bell.
No quiero.
He's not a cucker.
Oh, edit.
Yeah, I know, definitely.
Brother.
All right, so you just finished with the last thing of mutagen.
All right, I got it.
The 3 of you, you're a man. You're the father. You're the young son, and then you have the mother. You want to get this family out of here.
Oh, jeez. Goodness.
You want to get out of this town. Your NPC. You and your family. You want to get them out because you don't want them to die. He's taken means. He's just finished putting mines down. He's gone about putting down symbols. But you want to leave. You probably cautioned him not to do that. So we'll do this right now. You come up to him and you pretty much both of you. You're a little bit more willful. Probably like you're like I can take whatever, blah blah blah. And your thing is like I just want to protect my family. And you go to him.
Go to who?
Him. Oh, I'm sorry. You go to Dormod. Yeah, I appreciate it. Okay, so Dormammu.
We've got to get out of here. We've got to go. It's not safe.
You hear these words as you are just done finishing the last rune, and you look up and you see this kind of like probably middle-aged man and his young son.
I don't think that's the best idea.
We can make it. It's not far to the edge of the mist. We can go. We can get there before the end of the day.
Do you know where the edge of the mist is?
It's to the east. Not far. It's less than a day. The nearest city is a day and a half, 2 days easy.
That's true.
Do you know what's out in the mist?
It's not safe to just sit here.
Well, it's not safe to go out either.
But at least there, if we go out, we're doing something. We're not sitting. We're not waiting for our deaths at the hands of these creatures.
I've just seen to it that the last rune has been inscribed, and the town should be defended from anything that tries to come in from mines. Should blow up just about anything that attempts to force its way in here. You'll be safe. You'll be safe for a time.
How long? How do you know this will work? We could be safe for the rest of our lives if we get out of the mist.
You could also.
All right, so so he's telling you, you could be safe in the what have you.
Last time we were promised safety, you saw what happened. We appreciate your effort, but we must go.
Did you see the creature that was out in the mist? Surely you heard that shrill screaming when it drew near.
Did you see the creature that was in the town?
Yes, it's
masquerading.
It's still sitting right there.
Masquerading with us. It's not safe here.
Well, that creature is disposed of now, but there's more of those and worse out there.
But if we can escape, that's an if. We have an opportunity to live free of these beasts.
You also have an opportunity to die excruciatingly painful deaths.
Roll flashy if you're trying to scare them.
I'm not trying to scare them.
But you kind of are. Like you're telling them like if you do this you're gonna fucking die. So
you promised the wall would help, but they keep getting in.
Well, to be fair, I'm not the one who made the wall in the first place. So 3.
the thought of death, excruciating death for your family, does kind of hit you, but you kind of feel like, eh.
I ain't afraid of no ghosts.
This father has always wanted to be a stoic loner.
Sure.
So he's willing to risk it.
Yeah.
For the biscuit.
For the biscuit.
If there's one thing I learned about those adventurers, it's the tenets of stoicism. And nothing matters.
All right. Let me ask you. All right, then let me ask you this. Do you have any means of defending yourself should you run into trouble?
I don't. Do these guys have any?
You probably have a bow. You probably have a hatchet or axe that you use for chopping wood. About it.
Also, I'm much faster than my wife, so all I have to do is outrun her.
Punches your arm.
I stab him in the knee. Who's faster now?
Still me.
She's got one leg.
Have you seen my wife?
She's quite large. She only has a leg.
You just saw her passing. She went towards the mist.
This guy's pretty set on leaving.
Yeah.
What should I roll to see if Scott's words of terror have struck me?
Let's say that he did roll a 3, so they have an effect on you, but they don't have an effect on him. The effect is a mild one though. He didn't get enough to fully.
Well, and this guy's aware that it's dangerous out there, but he also feels like it's dangerous just sitting in here,
right,
waiting for because that giant thing outside might just walk over the ruined walls. It might not care.
Yeah, it might not care at all. So, upon seeing that...
This guy's pretty confident he can rally some other people to go with him.
Yeah. So you can tell that that's what he wants to do. So you asked him about his defenses, and they're not much. I'm going to give you a fate point for the kindly doctor.
Look, you don't have much in the way of defenses. I think you're better defended here. But if your mind is set, the best I can tell you is that I pull out my map. Probably the closest town that you should be making your way to would be this one here. Would be this one here in the east.
And that should be outside of the mist.
Unless the mist is expanding.
And then we're fucked.
Which, to my knowledge, it likely is. It's mist. That's kind of what it does.
Fucks you.
Fucks you. It's right up in there.
And how long has this mist been here?
It's basically in the span of a couple of months. It's already tracked across half the kingdom.
And you should already know by now that the mist, to my knowledge, has been in here for a couple months, and it's gone from a single corner in the kingdom to already encompassing half. There's no telling how far it's already spread from there.
All right.
At this point I've cautioned everything I can, and I think your town is as fortified as I can make it. If you're determined to go, then I'm not going to stand in your way. I'm not.
How long can we live underneath this mist? What if it never disperses?
What are your food stores here?
What's that?
What are your food stores?
You guys look really pale and emaciated, but you actually have full larders. You do have food.
That bastard kept food from us.
Yeah.
Which now you guys are free to.
Well, and his blood was making you guys sick, so.
Let me see your food stores. I can take tally of inventory, and then I can set you guys on a rationing schedule.
All right, roll clever. Get your clever on.
That's why I bought these dice, Jake.
Oh, that's right. Fair enough.
And they all just suck. They all give you negative.
Use the pink one.
Like I said.
Maybe I should have.
Like I said, you can spend a fate point to re-roll failed dice.
I'll do that. That's pretty bad.
Weak.
Because I'm guessing 2 isn't going to be enough to complete my objective.
No. Here he goes. He did it.
That's 6.
Yeah, you create a rationing schedule. You can probably, they could probably survive. If things hold up, they could probably survive a month.
Yep, that's what I tell you. It's like, if you follow this rationing schedule strictly to the T, there's no reason everyone here couldn't hold out for at least another month.
And how long are your mines gonna last? How long are those ruins going to last? A few days, and then we have monsters in here, and our food doesn't matter.
How long were the runes here with the guy who was running this place beforehand?
Probably a month. But he was having people constantly reallocate.
So those runes need to be renewed every so often.
Yeah.
Why don't we take his blood with us? Would it not ward us as we leave?
It's possible. It's a pheromone.
Possible, actually.
Or it could draw them to us.
That too.
Which is also possible. That's what I'm telling.
Something smaller will leave you alone, but something bigger might eat you.
That's all I'm trying. And that's all I'm trying to tell you is that if you're there's so many uncertainties that in my opinion, make leaving not more risk than
you're trying to rationalize now. Use clever. Holy crap!
So 4.
It makes sense to you. You don't give a fuck.
No, I'll give a fuck. I'm out of here.
He spins these words.
You're out of here.
You learned something from a mighty hero named Drund. That educated people are useless.
They are evil.
Books is wrong.
Only use the shields and and pillar destructing devices. So,
Father, we can make it. We can get out of here. We can take Mother. We can go.
I agree. We need to
We can be
rally
safe.
people with us.
We can take our food rations and leave.
now his logic has taken root within you. So like there's definitely something to be said. I mean, like he definitely has a good point, but you still want to take the risk.
Yeah, I mean, he trusts his son more than he trusts this guy.
Sure.
He's learned to be mistrustful.
You remember when your
intelligent
son was
people.
sick? I grew back. Remember when his leg was chopped off in the field? I'm the only reason he could walk.
I gave him that new robot leg.
I allowed him to grow his leg back.
Special leg
I
cannon.
giveth him a leg.
Now, as they go to leave, how does your character feel?
They want to try to get people to go with him also.
I'll tell everyone else the same thing I told them, but more or less it's just...
Using the arguments you used on them, I'll say that they only maybe got like another family to join them. They took their larders, then they left, disappearing into the mist.
Yeah. I mean, maybe they're right. Maybe they can get out of the mist, but at the same time, I mean...
What do you guys say? Let's do a vote. Did they get out of the mist? No?
No.
No?
No.
No?
Probably not.
No. All right. So it's opposite day, so they got out. All right, now.
I give the...
As soon as you see them step out of the ruins, an eagle carries the sun away.
It's okay, I'll live.
Then I cry.
The rest of the family immediately runs back in the ruins.
They've been tainted and the runes burn them.
You've done all you could for this village. You believe it's time to go.
Yep. The only other thing I suppose I can do is tell someone who might know of it how to retrace the runes if they start to fade.
You teach a young girl the idea of fresh in her mind, and she nods. All right.
Counting on you. Now, alright, I know where they went, so I'll go to join them.
Oh, they also give you a good amount of supplies as well on your journey. You guys, you can sense them. Drund can notice, outside of your periphery, you can see them moving. You on the Gargan notice the movement as well.
Weapon at the ready.
The scholar creates a only once invocable advantage of spotter for you to use.
Okay.
All right. The beasts move ever closer, and you can hear their weird siren-like noise. Now that they're closer, you notice that they're almost set like dogs, but they have an additional set of legs that are actually hands, like arms the hands that they use to almost like pat off like gorillas between their normal dog-like legs. Not only that, but they are completely without ears, but they have incredibly human faces. And their mouths are like a lamprey. Everyone wants to tell me one more description about them.
They have no hair.
Completely hairless.
Well, that gets rid of my description.
That kind of gets rid of mine. Their bodies look emaciated. You can see ribs
jutting out.
You can see holes like zombie legs, so they're missing
pieces of them.
Parts, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, instead of their feet, they're actually like clawed hands.
Ooh. So you got these. So it's like claw, normal hands, and then dog legs kind of thing. These things are monsters, aberrations. Nothing that should make sense. They don't.
Nightmare fuel.
Yeah, more nightmares to add to whatever PTSD thing you got going after this whole thing.
I'm loving it.
Yeah, they emerge. I love it. It's scary. So they emerge. They kind of stare for a second before one ventures into your area. Who's got the highest quick?
Mine's 2.
3.
That's his.
You got a what?
3.
3? What do you do? Like a bar guest?
Yeah, that's actually kind of the description made me think of a bar guest.
I'm thinking like, its face is a little bit more human looking, and like I said, it's a lamprey mouth, but yeah.
Is the leader visible?
The pack alpha? No.
Okay.
It looks like the weaker ones are up
then
front.
I'm gonna try and shoot the closest one.
All right.
Maybe they're testing us.
I was kind of glad you gave me another.
Well, then a show of strength is the only thing that can help us.
You watch as the things start to surround you, and then you take a test shot. What'd you get?
5.
5?
Yep.
If you want to spend a fate point, you can bump it up.
I can just arbitrarily bump the value?
Yeah, by tagging one of the things that makes sense.
Oh, okay.
So, Boragon, you're on the Gargan, you draw your bow.
Yeah, I'll do it.
What are you tagging?
My sure shot.
Okay. The arrow cuts through the air and hits one directly in the head. It starts running and then it just falls to its kind of a slouch. But it's still kind of like, even though its body is dead, its arms still are like ambulatory and articulating and moving it forward. But the thing is very much dead. They start pouring in. I'll give you another shot because you're basically this quick. You can hit multiple.
Yeah, I'll use my quick now because I'm firing quickly.
Describe how you're killing these things.
I'm just loosing as many shots as I can, trying to aim for center mass or head.
Yeah.
They're coming at us, so I'm assuming they're
actually take a fate point. Take your fate point back. You can tag for free the Watcher.
I don't want to do that yet.
Spotter.
So,
okay.
So keep the fate point going.
Yeah. He still tells you where they're coming, and you're just so you rapidly right. Any moving object, you're losing shots. Yeah. What are some of the death blows?
They're hitting him in the, I guess you would call it the chest or shoulder area, in the head. And, some are missing. I don't know if they're dropping instantaneously. Yeah. Some of them might take multiple shots.
Yeah. We'll say that one you hit right in the chest and it falls, wounding, heaving, and the others look upon it and start tearing it apart in an instant, like piranhas, and move on. The others come rushing towards you, racing towards your front. What do you do?
How close are they?
Oh, this is Lagburs, by the way. Yeah, they're rushing towards you, almost with reckless abandon.
Lagburs is going to take a big swing. As one gets to him, he's going to take a swing down at its head.
Okay.
And then kind of recoil back to try to fight more of them. You can eat a dick. Damn it all. I'm gonna fate point. I'll leave this. Alright, so
what are you at?
I'm at forceful, so I'm at a 5.
You're at 5?
Yeah. I'll go with the sentient drill and kind of embrace my animalistic side, and just start going fucking down.
So the first one hurls itself in midair. What do you do?
I raise the spiked shield that I have.
Yeah.
I'm gonna basically punch it in the chest with the shield.
It's whatever rib cage or any kind of a structural thing it has. It caves in and the thing falls to the ground, crumples. Others swim in. What do you do?
I'm gonna grab the corpse and throw it.
Throw it?
Yeah.
Roll clever.
Oh, I don't have anything in clever. And 0.
Maybe they'll get a negative.
Nope.
The others look back at you, like as the thing goes flying, and then they hurl themselves at you. You're in the back of the pack as the others start to kind of like in a V formation make their way towards you. They're all like making this sirenly howl, and it reminds you of the dogs. The dogs. It comes back.
I go over my peak of being angry.
Yeah. To full rage.
Yeah, full rage out. I slash at them, swiftly, maybe 2 swings in each one.
Yeah.
So, a forceful.
Back the popping line.
You want to tag something?
Yeah, I'll tag something. So, my sword is slaying a many a foe.
All right. So with the first heave, you completely bisect the first creature as Icarus blood spews out as the beast lands, cast in twain. Its arms still, like, it's dead, but its arms are trying to pull it back, like as if pulling
back
pants.
Together.
Yeah, but to no avail. Another one comes to your left flank. It releases a siren-like noise and comes to you. What do you do?
So, after tearing that one to piece, and my sword's still in the air, I go to swing at it, cutting it horizontally, so left to right.
Yeah, cutting its arms off?
Yeah. Or if I get higher, just
midsection.
Cutting it clean.
Yeah.
So, just forceful here, +3. +3.
Yeah, you cast it in twain. You can describe murdering multiple ones.
So multiple are hit instead of just one.
Or you can narrate just saying I wade into them and I slice.
Yeah. So as I go to slash for the next one, and as I'm aiming for the legs, I go up a little higher and hit into the chest, cutting almost clean through.
Yeah.
Hearing all the bone crack, all the blood pour out to the ground. I'm yelling out in anger,
rage.
In rage.
All right. You notice the one beast that was on the hill from before still lingers there and watches. You hear a siren now.
So the alpha is in view now.
Now that you've noticed it, the same one that was watching, it looks at you, and your head starts to get fuzzy. Roll clear, or not clear.
Clever?
Yeah, clever.
Oh, nice. 4.
You can tell that whatever it's doing, it's releasing some sort of high-pitched noise trying to fuck with your ears, but you just kind of grip it away and keep your senses about you. What do you do?
I want to target him.
All right.
And I want to invoke the
spotter.
The spotter.
Oh, over there!
I see it. Thank you.
I see it.
Okay, so I want to use my heirloom bow and invoke Sure Shot also. I'm hoping that if I can cut the head off the beast,
it'll stop altogether.
Okay, so yeah, I'm gonna shoot him. Oh, that's not good. All right, so I will fate point that roll as well.
You realize that life is pointless, and you take the bow.
Oh, what is happening to me?
Oh, that's not good.
Oh, I'll use the reroll
of the night. Yep.
Why are you doing this to me?
What'd you get all together?
Hang on, I'm gonna exhaust my final fate point. Can I just keep doing that?
What? Yeah.
Or wait, hang on. It has to be better, right? When you use a fate point.
No.
Better?
No, what I'm saying is the reroll for the night, it has to be better. Which it is. Yeah.
Okay, then I'm out of fate points now.
Okay.
This is awful. Come on. Okay.
Okay, so got a plus.
So it's plus for whatever that guy.
All right.
So let's see, it's 4, 6, 7, and then whatever the plus is
from the Watcher. It's a +2.
So 9.
9. All right. You take a shot, and you loose it, and the thing like diverts itself, and it hits it square in its chest where it should be dead, but it still stands. It now, once you hit it, it now leaps up from the hill, passing through the trees, jumping on throughout the canopies, heading towards you.
Okay.
The beast. Like, you've killed a number, but since he's kind of stopped doing crowd control, they're now getting to your flanks, and they go to attack. So 3.
Okay. So what do you want me to?
Well, roll defense. So it'd probably be like forceful or something.
Okay. Forceful. 1. I'm gonna use my daily reroll.
Okay.
And get a 3.
All right, so it attacked you. It's even. So basically what happens is you don't take any damage, but it gets a boost on you for the next time it attacks or defends. And the boost, I'm going to say it's called Outnumbered. Same for you. They come in and attack you. But they're kind of bored, and I'm going to spend my fate point for the night. Or not night, but I get 3 fate points for every people in the scene, and I'm gonna reroll. That's better. All right, so 4.
So it's coming at me.
Yeah.
Same thing, going off of the slash.
Yeah.
Coming back over. Forceful +3. +4.
4.
Yeah.
So you got 4 as well. So it's gonna use the same boost as him, outnumbered. And then the beast is still making his way towards you. Scott, what's going on in this battle? What's happening as an effect of this battle? Like, what's an environmental thing that's going on?
We're in a...
They're in like a dark, weird woods.
You know, as the battle's going on, you start to hear thunder in the background as the wind begins to pick up.
Okay, I like that. Your go out. You get 1 shot on this thing before it's gonna land on you. This thing, as it gets closer, you realize it's way bigger than the others.
I love it. Now you want me to use quick?
Well, if you're shooting at that one thing, yeah, I'd say it's quick because it's coming at you. It doesn't leave you much time to be careful.
I'm trying to find a damn flyer attachment. I can't find the thing. Oh.
That's pretty good.
Where was that, the last roll?
So that's 6.
6?
Yep.
You can succeed at a cost.
Oh, dear God.
It's a minor cost, though.
Someone want to give me a fate point?
Michael's got plenty.
You can't share fate points.
I know.
Right? Can you?
What?
You can't share fate points.
Unless I invoke something.
Yeah.
I invoke that I want to hit this thing. Okay. I'll do it. I'll succeed at a cost.
All right. So you land another shot in its belly. But as it's coming down, it meant to pin you down, but instead it just hits you, and you're off the cart, the Gargan. Okay. You land near the hole where the sea of these things are.
Okay.
And it's the two of you kind of pick each other up, or you're
going to lose my bow, I would assume.
The bow is within reach, but it was knocked from your grasp.
Okay.
All right, so your go.
Do I get a fate point for the cost?
Yep, okay. Yes, you do. You realize that you're now sort of outnumbered by these things. What do you do?
I'm going to release an animalistic roar and then make a big swing.
Okay, so Lagburs are like big, giant 180 swipes, cutting across these stupid, dumb creatures.
Stupid dog, zombie people.
That would be a 7.
7?
Yeah.
Narrate yourself killing a bunch of them.
All right, so Lagburs takes a huge 180 swing and chops the heads off of a couple and slices into a few, cuts the normal gorilla-like arms off of a couple torsos. At the end of his swing, he comes in with his shield and kind of follows behind his sword, ramming the spikes into a couple heads, actually pinning them together and slamming them into the ground. And then swinging back with the elbow piece on his shield, which is also spiked, stabbing another that was going for his back, and then turning to face the much thinned crowd.
The thinner, the thinning crowd. What do you do as they come?
As they come? So the only thing I can do is defense is an offense, so swinging into them recklessly.
At a 4?
3. Master with my sword to get a +2 when I forcefully create. So I'm going to create advantages, make a scene, basically.
Yeah. Okay, so you're creating a distraction.
Yeah.
All right.
So 5. 5.
All right. So you get the advantage of distraction. You two can invoke it. Like some of them have like. And you can even say the big one is kind of like looking at his roaring.
Does that cost fate point or is that?
It's free. It's a free invoke. All right, so.
So if I create the scene, you guys come out around and attack them and pick them off that way.
It's
so I'll be the bait, basically.
Yeah, once. Only one of you can invoke it.
Okay.
The smaller, weaker ones now, you see they're coming thin, and now you see a surge of the larger ones. They're climbing on top of the dead bodies of the other ones. Some of them are eating them, but others are just coming right for you, and these are the meat of the pack. One hurls itself, and it's going to invoke the +2 of you being outnumbered. And it's going to spend another fate point, so I'm down to have 1 left to re-roll.
Alright. So that would put me. I am going to. I'm going to use a fate point and re-roll these.
Alright.
My last fate point.
Damn!
That would be a 7.
Nailed it.
All right, so 7.
I don't
4.
fucking think so.
It still actually gets a hit in.
Oh shit!
But it's only 1 stress. So basically what happens is you knock some of the bigger ones aside, but one gets in, starts gnawing at your shoulder, and you're just like beating it with your shield until it retreats. They're gonna attack you and invoke its outnumbered. Giving it a 4. Like I said, now the larger ones have come to play, so it's at 4, 5, 6.
Alright, so as they come into attack, I'm going to swing my sword around and try and push them out.
Yeah, create a wide berth.
Yeah.
Okay. So
forcefully.
Drund, surrounded by these creatures.
So 5. I'll use a fate point to reroll these 2.
Alright.
3. 6.
6. Alright, so 4, 5, 6. You keep it at wide berth, but that still doesn't trim their numbers, and they get a boost again, so they get outnumbered. They're starting to pile around you because your roar attracted them.
Yeah.
The thing gets up, sees that its ilk is slowly probably going to kill him, looks up at you, and you can hear, like in your mind, its voice as it says, "Yield yourself as prey. Just yield yourself as prey, and this will all be over."
It's a very calm voice.
It is.
Very soothing.
It is.
Did you use the distraction thing already?
No, I couldn't. It's not my turn.
Oh, I thought you had it. I thought you.
He's saying, did you use his invoke?
No, I did not.
Okay. Do you want to use it?
I mean, I think I might have it handled right now, so I think you can go ahead and use it if you want to use it.
I don't know if that's a better way to do it. If
you're fighting.
No, it's fine. It's fine.
You're fighting the alpha, so.
Yeah.
Okay, so I have lost my bow. I mean, it's within reach.
Yeah.
But this thing's on me. I'm gonna say it's distracted. I'm gonna invoke the distraction.
Yeah, cause then it hears his animalistic roar, and it's like, what?
And as it tells me like just to become the food, I don't like that.
Fair.
That upsets me. So I am gonna use my fate point to invoke my hide from shame, and I'm gonna draw my dagger and I'm gonna charge this fucker.
Yeah.
So should I use quick? Probably because I'm like drawing. And
yeah, you're like, and you're charging right into it.
So he's distracted. I have invoked hide from shame, and I roll like poop. Okay, so I'm at 1.
Then
so
plus 2.
So plus 2, then plus 2 for what I rolled.
So 5. You're gonna hurt it. You're gonna hurt. But for a moderate cost, I'll let you kill it right here.
I'll take it.
For a moderate cost. So, describe what you do.
As it turns, I take my advantage. Like if it's taunting me, basically.
Yeah.
And then it turns to hear his roar, and I draw my dagger, and as quick as I can, I
just
go,
run up to it, and
I just get it right underneath the frickin' neck, and just.
You stab it, and then you hear like it almost bubbles out. With the coming of black blood, you can also hear like a bubble, like almost a hint of rich laughter that emanates into your mind, as its arms grab onto your leg as you are up next to it and yank. You fall down with your blade still stuck in its throat, its blood gushing all over you. With one chance, it bears down its lamprous maw and bites into your shoulder, drilling into it. You get a moderate consequence, gaping wound. But it dies. But its arms are still moving, so that it's still like little
jabs.
Little jabs. Hey, big bully, you little dick.
Yeah, little dick.
Upon its death knell, the others scatter, running off. And you ride up in time to see all of this destruction.
Oh, hey, what's up, gentlemen? Have fun?
So, that was fun.
For you.
Lagburs is he's gonna run over to Boragon and pick him up. He's laughing. He's got a big smile. He's gonna pick him up and shake him like
I'm bleeding on my.
You got in close combat.
He runs up. He's gonna.
So he's picking you up. He's happy.
I'm bleeding.
He's just bleeding out slowly.
The scholar goes. They're fleeing. Who are the injured?
What's that?
He goes, who are the injured among you?
Who that's that? The scholar?
Yeah.
I'm like, I am.
Blood pouring out. You're not for sure, but when you look at the wound, you almost think like you see something like a worm-like thing slither deep into the flesh.
Kill it.
I'm
Kill him with fire.
Great.
That's what you see.
Okay.
No one else sees that, and he's holding you, and he didn't see it, so you don't know. No one else made mention of it.
I won't mention it either.
That's fair. So now he's jovial. How do you feel about that whole ordeal, that whole effect? What's your character thinking?
I wish I would have killed it with the first shot.
Yeah. The pain is immense and excruciating. It tore through nerve endings, your flesh walls.
I do feel like a sense of pride, though.
That you killed this thing?
Yeah.
Kill or be killed?
Especially after it was taunting me.
Yeah.
And I do let him know that, hey, it was like telekinetically,
like your thought.
Mind.
Yeah. How do you feel about him coming up to you and doing that?
I kind of liked it.
The camaraderie.
Made you feel a little tingly inside.
Yeah,
you like that embrace, did you?
Tickle.
You felt a little camaraderie, yeah. So yeah, how do you feel about that whole battle? Apparently you.
It was pretty. I mean.
Yeah.
I didn't get too beat up. I mean, I got a little hurt. But,
yeah.
You know, for me it was I got all animalistic on shit.
Yeah.
Killed some things and saw him kill the alpha and like in single combat. That was pretty impressive.
Yeah.
Pretty proud.
Yeah. You did that whole wide berth thing, and then you screamed with an animalistic roar, and before you know it, they all run away. So you're like, ah.
You think she scared him away?
Yeah.
I feel more like I did my part.
Yeah.
Scholar didn't do anything.
I'm like, where were you fucker?
Basically.
Scholar comes down, starts patching up your wounds, and that's when you arrive on your sestry.
Oh, what the fuck happened here?
The corpses of like probably a dozen or more like gibbering aberrants are all over the forest floor. You watch as some of that forest moss creep kind of comes down and starts to absorb the creatures, drawing it back up into the canopies.
I kind of like survey the scene.
It was hell. War is hell.
I'm looking at all these guys here. I probably see his gaping shoulder wound.
Yeah. The scholar seems to be helping tend to it, but you kind of come to a realization that those kind of wounds don't really go away. Like that's gonna leave a scar for maybe quite some time.
Oh, what do I have that can fix a wound that severe?
You have things to deaden the pain, but to fix it like that, it's gonna take a little bit of time. There's nothing so magical as like an ESO capability.
No.
Unless you have stuff that certain alchemists drink that do that, but their body's conditioned to.
Yeah, because if I was to try it, like I probably have something that could allow me to recover from a wound that grievous.
Right.
But if I were to try to give that to him,
he'd poop himself and die. Like he just it'd be horrible.
So I'll go up to him. I'll pull out the strongest potion I have that I know his body could handle.
Yeah.
I'll administer it. And give him whatever painkillers I feel that he needs, and from there, wrap that wound and probably have to stitch up.
Goodness, you're here. If you need a hand, I can offer it.
I think I got it. I saw you do pretty well with some. No offense. What was your name?
My name is, and all of a sudden he screams in pain, and he goes over and starts to mend back to you, and he goes, "I'm here. You have the potion." He goes, "I can. I'm learning how to do this. So what do I do? Just show me what to do. I'm going to have to learn this."
Oh, so you wish to become a doctor?
I'm a jack of all trades sort of thing, but I could always learn more.
Couldn't we all? All right. Let's see here. I've been doing this for years. I am not just a doctor. I am also an alchemist. That is part of the reason why I have these potions that I do.
A little far up north.
As I said, long story. I wasn't originally from around here.
Fair enough. He is in a lot of pain.
Yes, so like...
I'm pooping here!
Here's what I do. I lean his head back, drink this.
The pain deadens immediately, but you feel like a knot in your stomach. Almost as if whatever he gave you, you're going to probably have some digestive issues in the future. It's going to have... You might develop a small cold or something like that, but your body is still processing what he put in there. But the pain is gone.
Do I lose conditions?
That's awesome. That's awesome. Oh, what's that?
Do I lose any of this stuff?
No, not yet, but you're on the fast track to doing so.
Alright, now I pull out a needle and thread. My apologies for this. Even with that, this will likely still feel unpleasant.
You stitch it back with what you can. The rest is going to take some bandages, and he's going to have like a patch scar there that's going to last probably till the day you die.
So after that, and as I'm doing this, I'm explaining to the scholar what I'm doing.
The scholar's studious, taking notes. Once you are finished, he drops down and picks up your bow, hands it to you.
The medicine I gave you should accelerate that healing, but I wouldn't advise using that arm too heavily for a while.
You bite my right or left shoulder?
Your left. Michael, after the battle, how is your character feeling?
He's more accomplished, like he did his duty. He,
feels
drew them
useful.
Together. Yeah, feels more useful than anything.
You step around the wagon and you see them working on him, and you see this giant beast that seemed to be felled by his dagger. The dagger still juts out from the thing's throat.
I nod and under my breath say, "Good job."
I hear it and my heart swells like the Grinch's.
And
I give them back their Christmas presents.
You guys, after surviving that, you realize that the fort is not too far from here, and that the travel is probably not going to be necessary. The scholar looks at you and goes, "Why don't you ride on the cart for a little while? Take a rest."
I won't. I just tell them I can walk. Tell me, but my shoulder, not my arm.
You can walk. That doesn't mean you should walk.
You got the best eyes.
He nods his head and he goes, "You do, but you currently are taken in a intoxicant that may affect you in different ways. How about this? You can still watch from the cart. Oh, the things to see from the cart."
The wonderful things.
I agree. I decide not to be overly stubborn.
You get into the cart, you nod. He looks at you and he says, "I was very brave. Very brave man."
I just nod at him. I just acknowledge what he said.
The thing about the others is, I feel like they were bred for this. But you seem a little different. It's worth noting, I guess. He shakes his head and he goes, "Either way, are we all ready?"
I whip the Gorgon.
The Gargan!
Gargan.
Your savage blow kills it. Not a chance it had. You begin to move. After the battle, emotions are kind of high. Lagburs is kind of exciting. Like the thrill of the battle, the fact that he actually proved himself in some capacity. You think of your past battles, and you think of the moments in which, and a lot of these things, moments you cherish. Do you keep that in you, or do you open up?
I'm not really going to open up about my past ones, but I'll walk alongside the Gargan and kind of just talk to Boragon about the fight,
Okay.
And be like, "I thought I was going to have to save you, but you did it. How did it feel? How did it feel to finally handle one of these creatures?"
He's kind of feeding off of this, excitement for it, you know what I mean? Because he enjoyed killing the thing that was taunting.
This is the opposite of shame.
Yeah, it's the whole conversation is going to be like, "I thought I was going to have to save you again."
Yeah.
It was greatly impressive. How did it feel?
He's starting to appreciate what he is.
Yeah.
So it's.
He also saved your life or helped save your life in the crumbling church.
I wouldn't say help. I'd say saved.
He saved your life in the crumbling church. So there's definitely a connection that.
Right.
Like.
Well, it's almost like a vindication too. You know.
Yeah.
What I mean? I killed this thing for me, but the side effect is acceptance.
You're enjoying it. Yeah. And
it's a feeling he hasn't had in a long time.
As you watch these two kind of connect, what do? Do you keep quiet in the back?
Yeah, I kind of keep to myself because,
Can't make another friend?
Yeah, I can't keep with the group. I can't get close.
Right.
Because if I get too close,
something may happen. By dogs.
Yeah.
Lagburs is actually going to kind of look back and yell, "Run! Did you expect this little prick to kill it?"
I did not.
The scholar just smiles and he looks over at you and he goes, "Thank God you're here. I'm gonna need some help."
Where's the scholar at right now?
So
Is he just walking?
No, he's on the cart with him, helping with his wound. Probably helping you with his wound as well. As you guys are moving near the Gargan.
Well, if he takes any more wounds like this or anyone else, I see where you need help. Yes.
Is this your only battle scar?
He hasn't really fought in a lot of battles. I mean,
yeah, mostly hunts.
It's most. I mean, I'm sure he's been
scarred.
Yeah,
like small scars.
Yeah.
No, unlike this guy who is just a network of scars.
Right.
And probably you portray them proudly. I'm assuming. Yeah.
I don't really wear much armor as it is. I cover what's necessary, and I show my scars. They're a badge of honor.
I look at you. Like, you're looking a little dinged up yourself. Do you need anything?
No. This is real life. I love it.
Have you ever come across a Vril that could talk?
I've heard rumors that there are some who can, but I've never actually met one, no. It's quite interesting.
You know Lord Barris's daughter? The one that was nearly killed by bandits?
Well, it does ring a bell.
He's the Vril of that legend that saved her life.
No kidding.
Yes. I thought it was just a wives' tale, but no, it's true. Which is a curiosity. What made you want to save her life?
I didn't want to. I just didn't kill her. I just wanted to loot what I was going to loot and leave.
Well, that's not what the legends say.
Well, the legends can stuff it.
Well, stories often do get twisted over time.
Yes.
Fair enough. As you guys pass through the woods start to become less and less dense. The flesh moss that you saw claiming the dead aberrants have now retreated back deeper into the forest. And you can now see up front Fort Gannick. Now, the little history, this is an already established canon. Gannick was an old, pretty much Lord Marshal of the fledgling Rorikstead. He led an attack into the steppes, which is now called Gannick's Pride, which is more of a cautionary tale than anything, because Gannick attacked the Boraz and basically defeated the Boraz, but lost his life because he was prideful. Kind of like a custard thing. His fort, though, is where he established the beachhead, where he would go out and do his main attack. Everyone, tell me one thing about Fort Gannick.
The fort it's built up into. It almost looks like it reaches the skies. It's like
so. It's been built up over the years.
Yeah.
Almost like a monument in a way.
Yeah.
Okay, so with the war done, you could tell that the family of Gannick wanted to commemorate him, so they built this thing almost as a tower, more than a fort. Get a fate point.
Okay.
What else about this fort?
You can see the different generations work on top of each other.
Types of craftsmanship and
so there's different. You can tell there's different hands throughout a long period of time working on this, but it's fallen into disarray and almost like a ruin now.
Yeah.
And we don't know if it's because of the fog or if
it was just left that way.
Yeah.
All right, I like that. Get a fate point.
Well, Tim basically stole mine.
I was thinking the same thing.
I keep doing that.
What, that it was hairless?
What's that?
Nothing. I said that it was hairless.
No, Tim ruined mine.
The fort is hairless.
Yeah, the fort is hairless. All the fort, like Tim said, has fallen into, it's like almost disrepair. It's not been, at the onset of the fog, it's probably not been kept up or visited much, at least by any civilized anything.
Yeah. Probably like a small skeleton crew that just kind of
used
to hold on to it. no war to fight anymore.
With this myth, skeletons might be a little bit more literal than we would like.
Yeah.
And though we might be free of the dead trees, the corrupted forest, the ground is still a mottled dark gray, and the grass is brittle and dead and falling away, and there's very little crop around the fort.
Yeah.
The area around it, it's very eerie. You can tell that it's not the land itself is not alive.
It's dead. It's like a blight. Gain a fate point. What can you tell me about the fort? Skaltrick?
One of the things that's made very clear, even in spite of its namesake, is that the Gannic family crest is displayed prominently above its primary gate.
Yeah.
And the crest of arms is also displayed more or less throughout the castle.
Okay. All right, get a fate point. So like Gannic, like this whole thing was actually a game that was played prior. Like the whole this is you guys are retreading on and adding to established lore. As you make your way towards the fort, you find what looks to be men hung up on and impaled on different things. Doesn't look like it was done by the hands of any beast, but it would take a sentient mind to do this.
Oh God, Vlad the Impaler.
Does it look like it's been done recently?
Yes. These men are, it looks like it was done recently.
So, would I, using some of my real senses, be able to kind of track any of the footprints or anything left and see how fresh they are?
If you can spend a fate point to smell the air, see if there's anything. The tracks seem like, and this is something probably both of you can tell. The tracks are heavy, large-footed. Probably from someone big, a group of someones that are big.
How many? Can we tell how many?
You can probably guesstimate 10.
10 large beings?
10 large people. It would take an immense strength to put some of these people on these poles.
That's not good.
These stakes. Probably maybe someone like Drund, or maybe even Lagburs could do something like this. But that's these are, he's a Vril and he's a very strong man. But it looks like whoever put these dudes on these poles were probably larger than that.
Well, we're fucking with giants.
The scholar looks out and goes, when Gannic first came upon the Boraz were seen as giants. At the time, their dietary habits lent them to becoming larger than most. Nowadays, most Boraz have shrunk based on a Roriksteadian diet. What do you guys do?
I'm not gonna spend a fate point yet. Lagburs is going to look around, kind of inspect the area, and he's gonna eye up the fort.
Yeah.
He's just gonna keep an eye on and start to inspect.
The fort looks. The walls have been torn down. Looks like the place was recently assaulted.
Like it was recently assaulted?
It looks like it was recently assaulted.
Are there breaches in the wall?
Yeah, that's what I mean. Like you can tell where like parts of the wall were pushed down,
so
smashed.
The fort has fallen.
Yeah,
it's lost its
but it's
defensive value.
Yeah, but it's completely quiet.
I think we should check and see if there's anything we can use and then move on.
Yeah, I don't think we should stay long.
I agree.
You hear the sharp cry of some sort of avian beast from above, but you can't tell where it's coming from.
Oh, this is in a clearing, right? We're no longer in the...
Yeah, but it's the mist that conceals whatever might be up there.
Well, if it's coming from above, we should get inside and then, at least we can look while we're obscured, covered, sheltered.
Yeah. When you guys,
we should take the Gorgon and the Sestry inside as well.
It's pronounced Gorgon.
We should take the Gorgon and the Sestry inside as well.
I figure we can learn a lot from each other.
More than likely.
The Gorgon. Okay, so you guys open the gates, and with the gates are already kind of torn down, you move in, passing under the family crest of Gannick, or Garrick. Yeah, old character. Garrick. What do you find in the courtyard of the fortress? What do you see?
More corpses that have been battered, have been ripped apart. Something that's really big and has no regard for the lives of
these humans.
Others.
Yeah, there's a savagery that permeates this whole area. Gain a fate point.
There is a small garden plot and a well that both have been savaged and rendered useless. So the well's kind of been collapsed in, and the what once had been a place to grow at least a small amount of food has been just totally ripped up. And, this was like an extermination type. It wasn't enough to just breach the walls. It was
they wanted to eliminate all trace of these people. Gain a fate point. That's really good. Anyone else?
Off in the corner, you see a training dummies, likely where they start training soldiers, new recruits, and things of that nature. Near that, you'll also see what looks like an obvious blacksmithery, probably where they forge their weapons and such.
I'm going to add a hint of macabre to this and say that the training dummies have been replaced by human beings. Dead humans.
Yeah, that's not surprising.
All right, get a fate point.
They're alive screaming.
I don't want to be a training dummy. Do you want to add something, Michael?
I'm good with what they said.
Okay. So you guys walk inside. Everything is as said. There's also what looks to be probably little doorways that lead into the more fortified, like inside the fort. But this is like the courtyard. Any trace of what looks to be from the attackers has been left. But the weapons they use, javelins, and you can tell like some of these bodies were cut down with curved blades and stuff like that. So
they use curved swords.
What's that from?
Skyrim.
Oh yeah,
when
that's
referring to the red guards.
Yeah, yep, I got it. Curved swords. Yeah.
I used to be an adventurer, but then I took an arrow to the knee.
All right, what do you guys do?
Technical, so I had to put it on there my mask.
I start looking for any type of provision or supply that we could use.
Roll your clever.
I'm gonna do the same, actually.
Roll your clever.
What's he gonna do?
What's he doing? He's looking for food.
2.
You guys bump into each other. All right, so you find what'd you guys get? Each of you, what'd you get?
I got 2.
0
Rue. You find some remnants of the garden have borne very little fruit. You find that human meat is consumable. Actually, it would be probably not any different than what you're used to eating.
Yeah, that's
so,
what I was going
to
say.
Pig, yeah.
I don't need no supplies. I'll wait for one of you to die.
Don't you dare attack my emergency food.
I'm actually kind of surprised I didn't even think about this, but do I have a weapon with me?
Maybe.
Yeah,
a grenade launcher. You have an M80. I'd say that you probably have a. You might have like. I don't know. Would you have a weapon? What kind of weapon would you have?
I'd imagine he'd have a small knife
maybe a small knife. Yeah.
For cutting plants, harvesting for his alchemy.
I'd say like mostly you use your potions when you need them. But yeah, you probably have a small knife, a herbalist knife, a doctor's knife. You have all the doctor's blades that you would need.
He's a knife.
It kind of just occurs to me as
a kukri maybe.
Yeah. It kind of occurs to me as I'm like looking all over like these blades. Like I have no like. Oh yeah, I have my potions. Well, for as many as even I have with me, there's still a finite supply.
Sure.
So I kind of find myself thinking, maybe I really should grab like a weapon.
You find a comma buried deep into. you, you find a comma.
You're a piece of shit.
Fair enough. His last character had a ability called Comma Fighter that he never used through the course of the whole game. But yeah, you find a comma. Let's do that.
Seriously?
Yep. That's what you find. It was used for harvesting the crops. Yeah, what do you guys do? Exploring the fort yields probably more carnage, and you find the old vestments of the past battle, basically the history of how Gannick took out the Boraz. And it's, of course, hyperbolized to the favor of Garrick. God damn it. What else are you guys going to do?
I would spend a little more time searching since my first one I was just stared at the cupboard.
Yeah.
Why is nothing in here?
You find a larder that looks like it was pillaged by whatever attacked. But you do find trace amounts of bread. There's mold on it, but there's some good parts. So.
I'm searching as well because I figure the big thing we need from this castle is supplies. So
that's the two things you find. You find a good amount of moldy bread. You find a bunch of other you find lumber and stuff like that. You different tools that could be used for maintenance.
Find any liquids?
Yeah, you do find water. Jug of water.
Is there anything I could use in alchemy?
The water. There's also a number of plants on the outside region. I mean, the majority of it is dead, but you could use some of the chemical properties of whatever these fucking things are to get stuff. But you also find stuff you could take the leather from people's boots. You can the different types of herbs that you brought. There's a whole bunch of things you can do. The scholar goes to Jorund, and he goes, have you ever fought here?
Maybe once.
Do you know the location well?
Not very.
So the concept, and now he kind of voices this out to everyone here. He goes, we've been traveling for some time. We may need to rest pretty soon. This would probably be a better place than any to rest.
Could I point them in the direction of a barracks, like something that's more secluded? There's maybe 2 entrances to it. That way we don't have to worry about being.
Yeah, we'll say that there's a barracks in the fort, and it's only has 2 entry points.
Yeah.
So.
Do you think we should stay?
If only to rest. Some of us may not need to rest, but the concept is, here we are in this location, and I feel like I'm really tired, but I can't sleep even if I wanted to. The place here stops that from happening, as if my adrenal responses trigger as soon as I'm about to fall asleep. So we'd have to sedate ourselves if we want to get any measure of rest.
I think we should push on to the city. I think
he should rest in the cart.
I'm going to pull out the map. My map of the area. How far is it to the next city?
Well, there's 2 locations we can go. He gesturing towards your map.
Scholar, help me out here.
Right,
because the way I see it, we have this location here.
We'd be going west if we were to go from our current location. We'd be going west to get to the city. We could have went to the city, took that road before, or we can continue eastward into the actual steppes, where it seems as though the mist has
sprung. And the current state of where we are right now, I don't think
we're kind of in the middle between both. We'd be going out of our way to go to the city, but who knows what we'd find there. Probably more death. I'm gonna guess, probably more death. Or like a monster or something. something to fight.
Or
some sort of structure where I'd be used as a bludgeon against. Something like that. Yeah, around those terms. What's everyone's thoughts?
How far is it from the city? How far is it to the city from here?
About a day and a half travel.
So if that would be our pressing onto the city, the only place we could make camp would be places where we would likely be easily spotted from anything that happened to be wandering around.
Yes.
If we stayed in the barracks, then
we'd get some measure of rest. I agree with him. Oddly enough.
I think I'd also have to agree with the scholar on this one. What is your name again?
My name is all of a sudden,
It's not important.
The pterodactyl breaks through the ceiling of the barracks.
the same young guy that left the village is like, help me! I mean, I still think I can go it alone, but... Alright, so, like 10 minutes. We'll finish this up. So, the group as a whole, the scholar just, is pushing for the barracks. You're pushing for the barracks. Drund is pushing for the barracks. What's your decision?
I think as long as somebody keeps watch, if that's what we decide, then...
What's your decision?
The creatures that attacked, they were able to get inside despite their massive size. They were able to get in the actual buildings.
Yeah, it seems as though something did. Yeah. You could tell that the attack happened because they knew the people were there. Like you're no stranger to malice and hatred, and you can tell that there was quite a bit of hatred towards whoever was here.
All right, I'm going to say that we can. Lagburs is going to say we can stay at the fort, but I want to scout first, and make sure we're safe. So with that, I'm going to walk out and kind of go a little ways. I'm going to use a fate point and use my vril senses to get an idea of anything that's around us, make sure that we're not being watched.
It seems like most creatures, the only thing here lingering is the dead, but you do hint a smell heading towards the steps. Okay, so towards the city, you smell the fire. Like you smell fire in that direction, but yeah, towards the steps, the actual plains. You smell what's like the smell of forge works and what sounds like armament sort of.
So do I get the idea that they're kind of gearing for war kind of situation?
Yeah, you can tell that there's something is brewing, getting ready for war.
I'm going to all right. So Lagburs is going to come back after a little while, and he's going to look at everybody and say it's not safe. It's
to stay here.
It's not safe to stay here. It's truthfully not safe to be anywhere near here. There's something going on to the east. There's fire. There's armaments.
I'm on board with
there's
him.
something.
I'm not opposed to leaving this place at all.
Okay.
If we are staying here, we need to make provisions to make it look like we are not here.
Then we hide. We have to hide the cart, and we'd have to hide the gargan.
Yes. How big is the smithy?
The smithy is decent sized. It was used to probably way back when to outfit a whole group of soldiers or help supplement the provisions of a bunch of soldiers. So yeah, it's
Is there any way we could hide the gargan?
There's a stable too.
Okay. All right.
We might be better off on the road though. That way, if we can flee. If you know what I'm saying, we're here. We'll be kind of pinned in. If we're
the walls are broken down. There's many ways out.
What I'm saying, if we're staying in the barracks, if there's no way out.
How about this? He'll keep watch. Let you get rest. Once you've gotten enough rest, he'll get rest. That way, at any point, if we used the places of the tower, and you could probably see or sense any amount of coming, even with the smoke or the mist.
The tower would lock us in. We'd have to get out through the bottom of the tower. I say that if we are staying here to rest, we stay in one of the smaller buildings.
I'm just saying one of you stay sentry and then alert us while we're in the barracks.
Okay.
Somebody scouts.
We need to make it look
And
like.
all rest.
I'm okay with that as long as we can comfortably conceal our Gargan.
We should make a small exit away from the building and cave in the front door to make it look like the building is inaccessible.
Yes.
But I will keep first watch.
All right. So as Rest gets ready to press, anyone who needs sleep, he'll sedate, or you'll help. So you'll probably sedate better than he will. But he's got his like, because that was the role he was supposed to fulfill.
That's right, buddy. I'm stepping on your toes.
Everybody, how do you feel about what's to come? What's everyone's
I
concept?
don't like the idea of being asleep, being sedated to sleep.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, if you can fall asleep otherwise.
Well, I'm not saying I can. I just, that feeling makes me uneasy.
Yeah. How does Durand feel?
Because it's needed.
Yeah.
But I'm still uneasy about it. I'd probably be sitting with my sword, like leaning against my sword, sleeping. So I'm not always ready.
Each one of you, except for you, well, maybe even you to some extent, have probably spent a portion of your life in a position where sleep was near inaccessible, or had to be like a very quick thing. Like you on the hunt, Boragon on the hunt. You never know when wolves or a bear. You always had to keep yourself awake. You never knew if some thieving bastard was going to keep into your tent and slit your throat and steal all your stuff. And you lived in probably the worst conditions where people were dying regularly because if you left your guard down for just a second, the vril would eat you. So that's just how it was back there.
Before I put him to sleep, I'll tell him this. Maybe it'll put his mind at ease. If by some chance something happens, these smelling salts here, I can put them under your nose and snap right awake.
That makes me feel better.
Just remember, for every potion I have, I also have a counter agent to that potion.
I just don't like the idea of being eaten alive while sleeping.
Now the only way I can...
Real life.
The only way... Yeah. Real life. All right.
And the glasses come on.
Yeah. All right, so... how does everyone feel about the current situation, like their character, everything that's happened? What's the thought process?
What's the character's thought process, or how do we feel about our character?
We'll do what's your character's thought process.
Okay. Well, Lagburs, I mean, he's still doing pretty well. He's handling it all fairly well. It's not anything worse than what he's
had to deal with
at a much younger time in his life.
I would say save for the complete oddities of the things you've encountered, they've all been killable to some extent. So that's kind of like a comfort. But like seeing like that behemoth that moved across, like that was probably the only thing that would grant anyone pause. Because such a sight has never been seen. All new experiences. How does your character feel about what's happening?
About the overall situation?
Yeah.
I feel like we're gonna die in here. I mean, he just kind of accepts that he's not
right.
Not dreading or dwelling on it. He just thinks it's gonna
happen
to our deaths. Yeah.
How's your character feeling about what's happened thus far? He's seen pretty much people hopeless.
You're just like
what the fuck did I get myself into?
But
at the same, but you know what? We're in this. We got to do it.
All right. Now, as you're about to be sedated, you think about the moments where you'll be back into your dreams, and you wonder, like, are your nightmares of your childhood any worse than what you're dealing with right now? That's a question that might pose in your mind.
I kind of don't want to be sedated.
You're just being like all crazy about the game. You're like,
but
like some like.
I need to sleep, so I'm gonna try and.
You're just going ham.
Go off on my own. Try and
sleep under a bed or something like that.
Yeah.
How do you How do you feel about the current situation? How does Drund feel about what's going on?
It makes the money. It's battle. It's not. So you always feel like you're gonna be in a battle.
Yeah.
So you feel uneasy, but you slowly start getting used to it. So
Yeah.
Don't say that out loud when you're there.
we're never gonna be, able to be at peace.
Right.
Stealing your son.
So.
They don't hear the other part.
So everyone that has something to do with their character arcs, look at the back of your sheet. Tell me if you feel you've come any closer.
So, I have nothing.
What a loser.
That's that deal. It's like 18 miles a gallon. Solid for a van.
Let's see.
I mean, the Grow the Legend one's easy, but
Either I join human society or return to the Uruguay again. I feel like you getting the book or letting him give you that book kind of puts a check next to there. Like, you're getting close.
Really?
There's Adrian Bolas.
And not only that, but like you help saving them, and then you congratulating him, like a camaraderie kind of thing. Like Vril don't do that. Like Vril like don't give a fuck if you one way or another. Mostly, they all they care is like, oh, you killed that guy, good, let's eat his face. Like that's kind of a sentiment Vril would have, which kind of puts you in like an alienation kind of thing because you're kind of stuck between both. So, how about you?
I feel like he's advanced both of them. They were to either leave his shame and move on, or allow it to consume him, and then a greater purpose will begin to drive him, or he will stay rooted in his own self-pity. And I think he's left the shame behind.
He's starting to lose the shame.
Right, and he's embraced the other.
Yeah.
The shame doesn't have to define him.
Yeah. Do you feel better about him as about your group now?
He feels more connected to both of these guys.
Okay. The concept of like utilization and stuff like that, and the rusted sword, that kind of idea of like you just toss these people away because they're just to be used. That's probably something Gerund thinks about and contends with, because he's seen where that thinking leads.
He's still feeling like he's gonna be a loner.
Yeah.
Than to belong in a group.
Yeah, because you can't have an affection towards a weapon because it might just get fucked up and then you throw it away anyways. So that distance still remains. Find another reason to live or find a way to end it all. With every battle comes another chance for death. Find a sense of belonging in my group or finally become
a loner.
A loner. I thought I said nerd. But yeah, a loner.
Piccolo screaming in the background.
Yeah, nerd. All right. It was a good game, guys. What do you guys think? Did you have fun?
Yeah. Bueno.
Bueno? But not muy bueno? Just bueno?
Muy bueno.
Oh, thank God.
Así.
Muy bueno. Dos llaves.
¿Dónde están todos los gringos?
Sí.
All right. Cool. We'll probably end it there. Any final words for YouTube?
Cuck.
We love you. You say cuck.
Yeah.
Bringing us to 3 on the day.
We're cutting it down. All right.